which leads the nation. 15 dual state championships. And there's a 2-point takedown by Kim Benson. 6 straight 161 individual state champions. Tradition. Dedication. Sacrifice. Family. Robbie Delk's troops are on a mission to get 31.
There's no team for any other team in the country just because we're a family. There's every guy on the team, every coach on the staff fights for each kid and each person on the team. That's what makes it special. Don't throw any of my guys out there against anybody. I don't care if they're going to go win. Just show me another level that I want.
True Maroon power! Take notice, the Maroons are thirsty and coming back for more. 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire. Perry Maroon Wrestling is brought to you by Brown Duggar Funeral Home. Live, love, legacy. Custom Dental. We didn't invent dentistry, we just made it better. Devon Energy Corporation. Commitment runs deep. First Bank and Trust. Community-minded, just like you. Northern Oklahoma Metals Incorporated. Want to scrap? Ortho Oklahoma, PC. Keeping you together. The Perry Daily Journal. Stillwater Medical Center. Commitment to excellence. Vance Chevrolet, where it's comfortable to buy a car. Perry Maroons Wrestling is also brought to you by Hair It Is, Hair Naturally, and Network. Now, let's take you inside the circle for the Takedown Show with the voice of the Perry Maroons, Brock Campbell, and Colorado Rivers.
And welcome to John Devine Hall, Brock Campbell alongside Mike Shaw, bringing you another edition of Perry Maroon Wrestling as the Perry Junior High has just defeated the Stillwater Junior High 59-12 in the duel. Actually, it's 59-12.
There's one left.
Got one heavyweight left. So, excuse me, it's 59-12 with heavyweight upcoming for the Junior High Wrestling. And Mike, your first taste of Perry Wrestling last Tuesday and dominating 46-13 victory here with the junior high, or excuse me, the high school, and then the junior high, 55-9. What was your first impression of Perry Maroon Wrestling?
It was incredible. It reminded me of the matches I went to on a smaller scale, of course, but the intensity.
Wow.
You just pin him?
Just pinned him.
Wow, that's what I'm talking about. The intensity and the skill level is kind of resembled the kind that I went to when I was in college at OSU. And it's just something that's cool because in my high school, football was the sport. That was where everybody went. And you know, Perry's got a good football team, but it's nothing like this. These guys support this wrestling program to the T, and it was really exciting. It looks like they've got another group of young kids. They're going to cycle them through again.
65-12 was the final there as the junior high for Perry just took down the Stillwater Junior High, and that was probably about a 3-second fall in 285. So we're going to have a 15-minute break between matches, and we'll get things going for the high school match. And don't know where Perry is ranked right now. You know, it was said we might go to Sperry for regionals, but it's looking more maybe like Marlow because Perry I don't think is number one anymore. I think it is Plainview. It's either Plainview or Chandler, one of those two, and they're not going to send 1 and 2 together or whatever.
Right. So
it's looking maybe more like Marlow. We don't know yet. I mean, a lot can happen. We still have homecoming here. We still have Chandler here. as a duel. We got the big 4+4, so there's still a lot that can happen. And honestly, Perry has not hit their stride yet. We hit our stride,
back from injury last week.
We hit our stride early February, and then we take off from there. So this team still has a lot to accomplish, but they're just going to get better and better, which is it's scary. I mean, that's why you wrestle, all those tournaments early in the big schools to prepare yourself. There's schools out there that don't, we just wrestled one. Blackwell doesn't wrestle very many duels this year, and so does Newkirk. Same thing, and they're always.
That was their senior day last week.
They always get to state, and they're not ready.
Right.
I mean, that's why those teams aren't prepared. But when it comes state and regionals, Perry's prepared. And got another tough one here as we got Class 6A, number 1, Stillwater Pioneers in the house. 3 commits to Oklahoma State for next year's class for John Smith. And
probably got another Dieringer coming up the.
There's 4 Dieringer
the
boys.
path,
so, but anyways, that's what's going on here. Is we're going to have about 15 minutes to get ready. And we're going to take our opening timeout. You're listening to Perry Maroon Wrestling on Triple Play Sports Network and the PIN Network.
The joy of buying that perfect gift or the fun of a spontaneous weekend holiday. You may also know the disappointment of disregarding your plans because you couldn't get to the bank on time. Don't let this happen again. Use your good credit to qualify for our First Freedom account and write your own loan anytime you need extra money for pleasure or an emergency. Know the freedom of having a reserve at your fingertips. Find us at bankfbt.com. First Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC.
Integrity, respect, professionalism, and a genuine caring attitude is exactly what you can expect from us at Brown Decker Funeral Home. We are committed to being available to you every step of the way. We know that losing a loved one is never easy, but it's our privilege, responsibility, and our calling to help ease this process as much as possible. We are avid supporters of the Perry Maroons and welcome you to come or stop by.
We're going to have to go quick.
We're located at 1010 North 7th or call us at 580-336-4444. Brown Decker Funeral Home. We are here for you.
Duty. Neighbors united for the common good. Honor. The faith that dedication to a noble cause is right, just, and good. Country. A vow to support our nation's people during desperate times. Duty. Honor. Country. We're the Army National Guard. The 1-800-GO-GUARD. The Army National Guard. You can.
Sponsored by the Oklahoma National Guard. Aired by the Oklahoma Association of Broadcasters in this station.
Northern Oklahoma Metals is a member of the Oklahoma Recyclers Association and a proud supporter of the Perry Maroons. Northern buys metal, cars, tin, old equipment, aluminum cans, top brass, and stainless steel for recycling. You can visit them at 505 South Puff Street in Perry, call them at 580-336-4663, or you can email them at nmetals@aol.com. Northern Oklahoma Metals. Want to scrap? Perry Maroon Takedown Shows brought to you by First Bank and Trust Company of Perry. First Bank and Trust, community-minded just like you, member FDIC.
And welcome back to John Devine Hall, Brock Campbell alongside Mike Shaw. We're in midst of royalty tonight,
like
and Olympic royalty.
Wrestling, yeah, exactly.
John Smith right to our left.
Yep.
And figured he might be here because OSU's got a little bit of a break. I thought there might be the John Smith show tonight, but I guess not. Or he's already done it. One of the two.
Probably already done it, or And then he's got a bit of a stake. His son obviously wrestles here, right?
Yes.
And then he's got 3 other kids coming up. So he's interested.
Yeah. Want to let you know this match is sponsored in part by Devon Energy, who take pride in supporting local communities and events where they operate. Visit devonenergy.com today to learn more about how they're producing energy in a responsible manner. Devon Energy commitment runs deep, and I did that. That's the best one I've done this year. I didn't trip on it. And Tyson's giving me a golf clap. Thank you. Well, anyways, let's talk about the Stillwater Pioneers. I think they're coming in with an unscathed record duel-wise. They've been in every tournament. They won the Perry Tournament of Champions once again this year. They're 2-time defending champion, and they did very well at the KCI as well. And
they were up in Kansas City too.
Yes, I think they finished second. I'm pretty sure to the Georgia team.
They got a strong team this year.
So let's go ahead and talk about that team. 106 pounds. Mason Davis, the senior, is going to come in. He's going to be taking on for Perry. Alex Valencia. I like Valencia's chances in that match too, even though he's a freshman. But Alex is a very good wrestler that we saw at Blackwell.
Yep.
Mason Davis, I don't know much about him, but I would give the edge to Alex there at 106. At 113, Andrew Neiman. He's a junior. He's going to be taking on, I think, Bryson Justice, and I would have to give Neiman the edge there in that match. 120, Tyler Derringer, sophomore. He's going to be taking on, I think Kel Betchen is going to be there.
That should be a good
I would get Kel the slight edge right there. 126, Jacob Fontenez for the senior for Stillwater. He's going to be taking on Riley Cinnamon, and I'm going to have to go with Fontenez. He's the senior.
Yeah.
He's a very good one. He's a transfer from Union from a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So,
well, Riley's got a lot of skill.
Riley's has skills.
He can catch him.
132, Cade Brock, the senior from Stillwater. He's going to be taking on Noah Nida. I love Noah. It's going to be a tough one. Cade Brock is the Energizer Bunny. He doesn't quit.
Right.
Noah's wrestled him a couple times. He's really tough.
Yeah, he's one of the 3 recruits, right, for OSU.
Yeah. 138, Jace Brownlee, the sophomore, taking on Damian Tucker for Perry.
I like Tucker now.
Have to give it's just going to depend on which Damian Tucker shows up. I talked to him early today before the match. It seems like he's pretty focused. Jace Brownlee beat him at the Perry Tournament of Champions. He was a sophomore. But Damian's a senior, so if he gets his first takedown, Damian's in it.
Right.
If Damian gets taken down the first time,
he kind of tends to
disappear
a little bit.
Well, he doesn't disappear. He just kind of loses focus. So we'll see what happens.
That's what I meant by disappear.
Yeah, which one shows up for which Damian Tucker shows up. 145, Tristan Moran, the senior. Oh, boy. Dalton Haymaker's got his work cut out. Tristan Moran, he's one of the OSU commits as well. So 152, Mason Medford, the senior for Stillwater. Perry doesn't have anybody there. It's going to be a forfeit. 160, Christian Ball, BAHL, the sophomore. He's going to be taking on Riley Betchen. Have to give the edge to Riley there.
I like that. That's going to be a good matchup. Riley's second match since injury, right?
Yes, and he didn't have much airtime last time.
No, it was 4 seconds, I think. He pinned that guy last week.
170 is going to be either Logan Anderson, the senior, or Joe Smith, the senior. I expect Joe Smith to be there. He'll be taking on Devin Blansett for Perry. 182, Jordan Derringer, senior. He'll be taking on Zach Lowry. At 195, we have an injury right now. Matt Jones is injured. He's got a slight separated shoulder. He's got 2 weeks. He'll be out.
Ouch.
So he'll be back. It'll be C.J. Citizen, the senior, or Hunter Black, the sophomore for Stillwater, taking on Dylan Buck.
Buck's moving
for Perry. He's moving up. 220, Garrett Byer, taking on either Central Carden, the senior, or Courtland Kennedy, the junior, or Cameron Lisenmeyer, the freshman. Whoever he gets, I think Garrett's going to get it. And then Bailey Burdick will be taking on either one of those 3 at 285. So that's a look at the lineup tonight. We're going to take another break. You're listening to Perry Maroon Wrestling on Triple Play Sports and the PIN Network.
Energy to run, so we care about where and how it's produced. At Devon Energy, we're not just providing energy, but responsible ways to supply it. That's why we're proud supporters of the areas where we live and work. Because just as important as what the world needs today is what it needs for tomorrow. Devon Energy. Commitment runs deep.
A medical team that cares about your health and your community. Doctors Warner, Jameson, Stubbs, and Payton contribute to athletic and philanthropic efforts in Stillwater and surrounding areas like Guthrie, Perry, Perkins, Cushing, and Blackwell. While we are bone and joint experts, we are also parents, friends, and neighbors. Enjoy our quality orthopedic treatment, MRI, and on-site physical therapy services as we support this community. Click outreach at orthook.com. Remember, Ortho Oklahoma, we are keeping you together.
And welcome back to John Devine Hall. Brock Campbell alongside Mike Shaw getting you set for tonight's duel with the Perry Maroons welcoming in the Stillwater Pioneers here at John Devine Hall. And got a good crowd, as we usually do with Stillwater Perry. Pretty good crowd right across the way. And these two teams know each other very well. They practice together a lot. Some of them are friends. And, but business at hand tonight. Absolutely. You're not friends tonight.
No.
If you're looking at matchups, Perry probably favored in 5 matches. Stillwater the other 9. You can't give up bonus points where Stillwater is favored to get bonus points. You want to keep this a little respectable. And if you keep it respectable, you're going to have the eyes of Plainview and Heritage Hall and Chandler. They're going to be turning their heads if you keep it respectable with number 168 Stillwater.
Absolutely, yeah. Anytime you see a close score up next to one of the big boys in the state, big classes anyway, that definitely draws your attention. And I think people have their eyes on Perry anyway. They know the deal. But still, they probably get in the back of their heads thinking, man, Perry's coming,
Well, this year, right now, we're looking at like the underdog.
Right.
Going into regionals and state. And you know what? We can play that role. you know, it might be nice not to be the one that's hunted this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can be the one that's hunting.
Yeah.
So, and that's what Plainview and Chandler are thinking right now, especially after that Cushing tournament where Plainview just completely blew out everybody. Chandler was second, and Heritage Hall was third, and then Perry. So, actually, Perry finished seventh. Excuse me.
Yeah.
But we didn't have
regionals and state though. That's,
you know, and it's all about confidence too with these young kids. I talked to the wrestlers, a couple of them today before we came on the air and before the junior high match, and they know that there's got to be some guys step up that aren't expected to get to state to get there this year.
Right.
They know that. They know what their duty is, and they also understand how Perry has been good in the past years by getting all those backside points.
Yeah.
If you do get into the wrestle back, so they know.
Yeah.
Now they just got to go do it.
Right.
So, anyways, I'm going to let you know the basketball teams are at Chisholm tonight, taking on the Chisholm Longhorns. The girls are probably about midway through the first quarter, I would, or might be the second quarter, taking on a tough Chisholm team. The guys have beaten Chisholm already. The guys are 9-4. The girls are 5-8. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and we won't have a basketball game until next month, in the middle of the month. We're all wrestling until the middle of the month because we gave you a lot of basketball coverage in December and early January. So now we're going to focus on into wrestling, and then once we get into postseason, it's going to be all wrestling, you know. And then we'll bring you some basketball if it does not conflict with wrestling regionals and state. So I know that's kind of, we got basketball fans out there. They understand that. They know that. Yeah. So we want the basketball teams to make state. If you make state, we'll be there to cover it.
Yeah,
so,
that'd be awesome.
Anyways,
and
we got the Thunder playing tonight, Miami.
They were down 9-8 last time. Look, that was like 10 minutes ago.
So that's early. So
way different
Stars are playing tonight.
Hey, Stars
they beat your
Hawks.
Blackhawks.
Like
I had to get that in there today because I thought about you.
Blackhawks playing really bad right now, but still.
Dallas had a great game. Lettinen had a great game in goal.
Yeah, he stood on his head in that game. There was like at least 6 chances that he.
And Crawford was good too for the most part.
For the most part, but it just I don't know. His confidence has been waning lately. I don't know what the problem is. Now we're boring.
People are like talk wrestling.
Wow.
Anyways, we're gonna take our final timeout. We'll come back. We'll get this started. You're listening to Perry Maroon Wrestling on Triple Play Sports and the Pin Network.
We're asking for more from our nurses and our staff. We're devoting ourselves to providing unhurried and compassionate care.
Our mission is simple: to perfect the patient experience.
Everything you expect from a major medical center.
With all the things that you love about a hometown hospital. Learn more about our mission at stillwatermedical.com.
Wrestling is a very demanding sport, requiring strength, technique, and training. For over 19 years, Vance Chevrolet GMC Buick at Perry has worked hard to ensure that our customers get the very best price, exceptional service, and an overall buying experience that is overwhelmingly satisfying. Vance Chevrolet GMC Buick, family owned and operated for 19 years, where it's comfortable to buy a car.
And welcome back to John Devine Hall. We're going to let the Perry Maroon marching or pep band do the national anthem. So we'll keep it right here. And that was our national anthem performed by the Perry Maroon Pep Band as the lights are going out. And the introductions are happening by our wonderful PA announcer, Monty Stevie. You've already mentioned him already, partner, from the PA announcer from Blackwell. Monty there's nobody better out there that does the announcing for a Duel.
Yeah, I can tell. He's far more entertaining and knowledgeable than the one at Blackwell. I can already tell. Seemed interested in the matches, too. The other guy really didn't.
At 120 pounds,
So let's talk about the keys to tonight's duel, Mike. What are your keys to tonight's duel between the Pioneers and the Maroons?
Well, I'll kind of echo your sentiments. You said Perry's probably favored in 5 matches, and the key would be not to get bonus points in those other matches, not to give up bonus points. And heck, you wrestle with enough confidence, and you don't give up a lot of bonus points, you might steal a win here and there. You never know. So I just go out and work hard, and do your thing, and anything's possible, really.
Well, yeah, anything is possible. It'd be nice to be able to call a shocker of a duel. These two teams know each other very well, and Perry is starting to come into its own like it always does. We've already talked about that coming into the takedown show, and it's just we're going to get better from here, and this is just another step. This is why Perry is so good when you get to regionals and state, because we wrestle the Stillwater, we wrestle the Edmond North, we wrestle the Archer Georges, we wrestle all the big boys, and don't really care about our record. And we get to regionals, we're prepared. Our record is 6-1 in duels this year, though.
Yeah.
We've lost one duel, and that was to Tuttle. Thank you. And it was a duel we didn't show up, and that was an early duel. That was out of football.
3 guys were hurt.
And 3 guys were hurt. So, this is where we start seeing, and you saw it last week, Blackwell is not that good of a team this year, but we went up there and completely dominated. There are 2 matches that we probably should have won, and it would have been a lot worse. Right. But you go up there 46-13 on their own turf, their senior night, spoil everything, and now you build on, the run that we are so apt to doing every year.
Campbell for the Maroons, Garrett, fire!
I mean, you look at the introductions, everybody's smiling at each other because they know everybody. So,
right.
Perry coaches know the coaches, and even I've called Stillwater so many times. I have a relationship with Coach Chesbro, and I went up to him. I said, "Coach, can you give me your lineup? It'll stay between me and you." And he goes, "Yeah, I know what the lineup is, but I'm not going to give it to you." And he kind of laughed.
Yeah.
So, and then he told me everything. So, really good guy. He wrestled at OSU, and this is becoming a pipeline OSU team. Stillwater, that is. As you've got 3 guys committed to OSU next year. You got 1 guy coming from, I think, Pennsylvania that's supposed to, Picaccini, that's supposed to be really good too. But you got Cade Brock, Tristan Moran, and Joe Smith going to OSU next year. And partner, that is a very good class going to OSU next year.
Yeah, absolutely. Get that kid from UConn too, right?
Oh, Boo Llewellyn, yes. How can I forget about Boo Llewellyn? The guy that liked OU and then switched. Right. I still love his quotation when I went up and asked him. I said, "Are you an OU? I thought you were an OU fan." He goes, "I used to be." I love that.
Yeah.
I wish I could have had that in a sound bite.
Absolutely.
But anyways, we're getting underway here. 106 pounds, Alex Valencia for the Maroons, and Mason Davis for the Pioneers. As we're just underway under the light. And this is your first duel in John Devine Hall. What do you think so far, partner?
Crazy. The lights are out all around.
Isn't it cool?
Definitely tell how seriously they take it here.
This is what we do for the Tournament of Champions as well, too, for the finals. We do 1 mat, and we do all the lights out except for this. So. There's a shot by Alex, blocked off by Mason. Both wrestlers right in the center of the circle. Just kind of arm grabbing, kind of trying to fill each other out, a senior against a freshman here. Even though we got a freshman wrestling here, I gave the edge to Alex in our takedown show. There's a single leg picked by Mason, by Davis of Stillwater, trying to trip the leg and get around the backside. Alex doing a really good job defending on 1 leg. He's really, nice sprawl there by Alex. Just getting and now he's trying to get around the backside here. He's got a hold of that ankle, that left ankle. Now Alex is trying to get around. Mason Davis just got on his. Now they're going to go out of bounds. Whoa, what a scramble there by both wrestlers, Mike.
Yeah, absolutely. Freshman. Valencia's a freshman, right?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's really taken to the senior here. Really impressed.
Mason Davis for Stillwater. Alex Valencia for Perry. No score, 48 seconds to go. First period just underway. There's an inside trip by Alex, and they go out of bounds and just didn't quite get the takedown. It looked like Alex's feet were still in the circle, but he didn't get the 2. And we'll go back to center and start at neutral again. 40 seconds to go, first period. Brock Campbell alongside Mike Shaw here. Inside trip by Alex, and he takes him to his back. getting a near call. There's the fall. Alex Belizzi, the freshman. And we'll take a timeout. You're listening to Perry Maroon Wrestling on Triple Play Sports.
Let us help you make your dreams come true. We lend money. Money for vacations, weddings, homes, autos, trucks, farm equipment, home improvement, and new businesses. Now it's even easier with our online app at bankfbt.com. It's quick, convenient, and secure. First Bank for all of life. First Bank and Trust Company is an equal housing lender. Member FDIC.
And welcome back to Perry, Oklahoma. We moved to 113 pounds. State champion for the Pioneers. Andrew Neiman, a junior, taking on Bryson Justice, a Perry and partner. I thought Alex was going to be favored in that match, and he pinned his guy.
Yeah, you called it. Yeah, that was an impressive showing from the freshman there.
I did not see a fall there, though.
Right, Davis is a pretty tough customer, but Valencia is not
just an inside trip.
Yeah, and that's a big scoring because we didn't really expect to have the
bonus.
6 points there.
Yeah, that's a bonus right there as Perry gets on their way. And Neiman fireman's carry and gets around the backside for the 2-point takedown. 2-0, Andrew Neiman on top. And Neiman he's a good wrestler on the top. He's very long right there, and he's just tough on the top. He doesn't have much offense, but what he does, he wins a lot of close matches, but he is a state champion. So Bryson Justice has his work cut out for him. Like to see Bryson get on a roll like he did last year as we got to regionals, and he made state. He was one of those guys I keep alluding to that was not supposed to make state, but he had a great regional, made state, and got some points for us at state and helped us out in the team race. So
absolutely,
these are the guys that you're going to have to start coming on. Is Neiman tried to get a cradle there, but Bryson doing a good job on the bottom there. Neiman has that left arm. Now we're going to call a out of bounds. We'll go back to the center. Thought it was a stalemate at first, but the referee just called him out of bounds and off the mat and go back to center, restart. Bryson Justice on the bottom, trailing 2-0 to Andrew Neiman, the junior. Bryson tries to get his feet, broken back down to the mat on his knees in that fetal position. Spiral ride by Neiman, right off the center of the mat.
This ambiance is insane. This is cool. It's like it's kind of like a movie, where all the lights are out and it's just focused on the center ring there. It's one of the coolest things about wrestling. It's you and your opponent, and everybody else is, you're in the middle, and all eyes are on you. Nowhere to hide.
And like we talked about at Blackwell, if you're down 10-0, you make one move and put somebody on his back and get a pin, you win.
I know. It's insane.
It's just one of those sports that you could just be totally getting dominated. Just make one move and you're done and win the match. And that's the end of the first period. 2-0, Andrew Neiman on top. The junior from Stillwater, Bryson Justice, defers to Neiman, and Neiman's going to take the bottom position to start the second period. Bryson gets the cover. There's the start of the second period. Trying to get arm control is Neiman. He's out with the quick escape, and it's 3-0. Now both wrestlers back to their feet. Let's see if Bryson can get a shot in here. But instead, Neiman has an ankle pick. He gets that right ankle. Hip block in there. Right hip block in there by Bryson. Tried to do a crocodile roll and almost rolled to his back. Bryson still has that right hip lock in. Now Neiman's going to pick up that right ankle. Bryson, good job. Got a stalemate.
Yeah, excellent job. That hip block. That must be something that Dell could teach us to, and they all, because every wrestler seems to be able to use that great execution to the max. I saw it all last match as well. So it's obviously a very well coached team.
That's what really good wrestlers do. If you get to the ankle, you get that hip lock in. There's a nice double leg takedown by Andrew Neiman. Just kind of caught Bryson off guard, and he gets a 2-point takedown, 5-0 Neiman.
He's showing his reason why he was a state champ last year.
Now Neiman's trying to get a cradle hooked up. Almost had it. Bryson, good job on the bottom. Minute to go in the second period. Now he's got the cradle, got him hooked up, and got Bryson on his back. And this might be a fall. There's the fall. Andrew Neiman and ties the score 6-6. We'll take another timeout. You're listening to Perry Maroon Wrestling on Triple Play Sports.
Are you looking for a great dentist? Look no further than Custom Dental and Dr. Dewhurst and let your fear disappear. Have you heard about the Maroon Fan Special? Be one of the first 10 callers and take advantage of our Let's Get Acquainted appointment and get $100 off any new dental services found needed by Dr. Dewhurst. This Let's Get Acquainted appointment includes exams, x-rays, and a private consultation for only $38.
Don't wait. Call 336-2310 right now and tell our team you want the Perry Maroon Fan Special. Go Maroons, go!
And welcome back to John Devine Hall as we move quickly to 120 pounds. Cale Carlos Betchen on the mat for the Maroons. I told him I was going to say that tonight.
Oh, because then the last week's guy, didn't he call him that?
Yes, that's the Blackwell guy. So, but that's the only time I'm going to call him now. I'm not going to call him that the rest of the year. Cale Betchen for Perry, 126 pounds. Actually, 120 pounds. Tyler Derringer, the sophomore, fourth place finisher last year at state. Cale was the second. He was the runner-up. And Derringer's got in on the leg, wraps around the backside, and gets a 2-point takedown, and 2-0 Derringer.
Bulldog on that play, on that move.
I think Cale got runner-up last year. I'm pretty sure he did.
Cale's a junior, right?
Cale is only a sophomore.
Wow.
No, he's a sophomore.
The sophomores going at it. These guys will be seeing each other next couple of years then, I'm sure.
Yes.
In all sorts of tournaments and stuff.
Minute to go, the first period.
Now that cross-face ride by Derringer. Cale tries to get to his base, gets to his legs. He's out with escape. Just pushed him out of there. Derringer didn't want anything to do with him. Just pushed him out. They go off the edge of the mat. 2-1. Derringer on top. Derringer, the younger brother of the Alex Derringer, the national champion of Oklahoma State. Had no trouble with both of his matches with the Mountaineers and the Panthers. West Virginia on Friday and Pittsburgh Panthers on Sunday.
That's just some of the bloodline wrestling right there. I mean, you got a brother that's a national champion at a school like Oklahoma State. You know, it's in your blood. And a lot of pressure to perform, though, I would imagine.
Now Cale gets a single leg and drives down himself, trying to get a 2-point takedown as they're on the edge of the mat. Derringer doing a really good job sprawling there. And it looks like he's going to get out with the good defense. There's 10 seconds to go in the first period. Cale trying to do it head in the hole, but he didn't have enough room. And he tried to do the head in the hole move, and that's what his brother's known for, Riley. But he didn't have enough mat space and go off the edge, and that's the end of the first period. 2-1, Tyler Derringer on top for Stillwater. Derringer will take the bottom position, and Cale will have the top cover to start the second period.
This is definitely a match I could see being close and going all the way to the end. It's two really good competitors.
And Cale didn't want anything to do with him, didn't want to ride him, and just cuts him 3-1, and we'll go on our feet. In case you have missed it, our takedown show, the junior high for Perry won 65-12 over the junior high Pioneers. There's an up and under attempt by Cale. Watch it, don't get your back. Cale's going to have to play defense. Still has that leg. Tyler Derringer's trying to get around the backside. Cale's got that right leg hooked up. That's why he can't get around the backside for the takedown. This could end in a stalemate if Cale can hold on to it. And he doesn't. He gives it up, and there's the takedown. So it's now 5-1, Tyler Derringer on top.
No, we're just doing Perry. We're local. Maybe someday.
That was cute.
Yeah.
We're famous in Perry.
Yeah, that's true.
But maybe someday we'll have some.
Just asked us if we were famous. I was like, I had to tell him. But only my head, and then.
Only in our head, yes.
Only around here. They said maybe someday.
We are Perry celebrities.
Exactly. You more than me. I'm just along for the ride.
People know about you. Don't.
Through you, yes.
No, I get compliments
Who's
about
that
you all
annoying
the
guy
time.
that does the color commentary? Nobody likes him.
Under 37 seconds to go. Second period. Derringer riding hard on top, 5-1, up on the sophomore Cale Betchen.
Under 30 seconds, second period, 5-1.
Derringer just kind of sitting there. Cale really can't do anything. Derringer's trying to hook up a high cradle, but Cale's doing a really good job on the bottom. He's got one of those legs scissored, and maybe trying to turn him that way. That's what he's trying to do. But Cale's doing a really good job defending on the bottom. And that's going to be in the second period. Tyler Derringer on top, 5-1 as we go to the third. Cale Betchen will have the decision in the third, and he will choose the bottom position. Get up with the escape, get his point here, and then go out at 5-2. If that's the plan. See if Derringer wants to ride. There's the start. Cale quickly to his base. Now driven back down to the mat to his knees. Derringer goes on the spiral ride now. Was a crossface ride a minute ago, but now gets to the traditional spiral ride. Trying to lock those arms up underneath. Now Kell to his fetal position, trying to get to his base, trying to get hand control. Gets to 1 foot. Trying to get leverage, put his hands out. Derringer still really hard on the top. Breaks him back down on the mat. Now Kell gets to his knees. Derringer on that crossface ride. Now back to the spiral ride. Trying to get those underhooks under those arms. Kell gets a leg out. Now back to his base does Kell. Inside trip by Derringer. Now a sit-out attempt. Not there for Kell. Derringer still riding tough on top.
Yeah,
what do you think?
Kell's doing everything he can to get out of that.
What do you think Tyler, once he gets to college, is going to get a lot of riding time?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, he definitely uses that to his advantage. Only a sophomore, too. You can see the bloodlines, though.
I'm sure one of these days we'll see him in the orange and black, I'm sure.
I imagine, yeah.
1 minute to go in the match. 5-1, Derringer on top. There's the start of the reset again. Kell gets to his legs, there to his feet, and he's out with the escape. 5-2, under 50 seconds to go.
Move here, though. Definitely got to be on the attack in the last 45 seconds here. But a real good match like I anticipated.
Up and under move there by Derringer. Good sprawl there by Betchen as he's using his length there. 28 seconds to go. Now Kell's trying to get around on the head in the hole attempt. Tries to step around the backside. And Derringer doing a good job defending. Now Kell's got his 1 foot around the back. Trying to get his, there it is, the takedown, 5-4. He's got 12 seconds to turn him. Got 12 seconds to turn him. And Derringer is going to win it. He's going to win it by 1. And it'll be 5-4 as we go out of bounds. Got 1 second to do something. It looks like Derringer's going to get out of here with escape. And that's what Tyler does. He wins a lot of close matches. Not really good style points, but he's going to win 5-4. And Stillwater leads 9-6. You're listening to Perry Maroon Wrestling on Triple Play Sports.
Duty. Neighbors united for the common good. Honor. The faith that dedication to a noble cause is right, just, and good. Country. A vow to support our nation's people during desperate times. Duty. Honor. Country. We're the Army National Guard. Call 1-800-GO-GUARD.
The Army National Guard. You can.
Sponsored by the Oklahoma National Guard. Aired by the Oklahoma Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Hey, welcome back to John Devine Hall. Brock Campbell alongside Mike Shaw. We moved 126 pounds for Stillwater. Jacob Fontenez for the Maroons. Riley Cinnamon. And Jacob Fontenez already on top 2-0 with a quick takedown. He's going to release Riley. And Stillwater's trying to get bonus points here, of course. And this is one that Perry needs to not give up a bonus point.
Yeah, absolutely. And Riley's still just a freshman. I think he's got it in him to keep this match close.
Fontenez is very
tough,
he's very tough and very strong. He's around the backside for a takedown once again, 4-1. And trying to get Riley turned and didn't quite get the count there as Fontenez. Now he's going to try and turn him on his shoulders right here. You don't want to get pinned here if you're Riley. Still not good enough angle there for the near fall, and he's just going to put him on his shoulders, pick him up, and still no near count.
It's good flexibility there by Cinnamon to stay out of that pin.
9-6, Stillwater leads the duel. Minute to go in the first period. Jacob Fontenez of Stillwater on top 4-1. Fontenez is a 3-time placer at state for the Pioneers. Moved in from Tulsa Union several years ago. I believe it was Tulsa Union. Riley Cinnamon, just a freshman, has tons of upside.
Absolutely, yeah.
And comes from that pedigree wrestling family.
Yeah, I saw his the Cinnamon name sprinkled into the state champions when I was looking at the book earlier.
And I talked to his mom, Melissa. His sister is a very good basketball player, so we're going to be seeing his sister. And Melissa even said, yeah, I'm in the gym for several more years.
Nice.
So his sister's a pretty good basketball player, so we're going to see a lot of the Cinnamons in the next 4 years. Plus, because I don't think his sister is even to high school yet. As Fontenez still on top 4-1. He looks like he's going to ride out the period with 4 seconds to go. And all things considered, Riley did a pretty good job in that first period not getting turned. And it's 4-1 after one.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all you can do. You got to keep it close. As close as you can. You're going against a good opponent.
Usually this is where Noah Nida would wrestle Fontenez. He wrestled Fontenez last year and beat Fontenez in overtime at Stillwater. But they've moved Noah to take on Cade Brock at 132, which that should be an interesting matchup.
Right. And you probably don't want a freshman Cinnamon. Could he wrestle up 132?
No.
He couldn't?
No. You can, but I would take the chance with Jacob Fontenez and not Cade Brock
right.
with Cinnamon.
I know. What I'm asking is if Cinnamon has the physical capability to be 132. You know what I mean?
Yeah, at this point I don't think so.
Okay, yeah. What I'm saying is if he could do it, switching these is obviously good because you may not want a freshman going.
There's a strong double leg takedown there by Fontenez, and he's up 7-1. He got out with the escape because he took bottom to start the period. So 7-1. Jacob Fontenez on top, the senior. He'll be wrestling somewhere. He's not going to OSU. I don't know where he's going to wrestle, but he's going to wrestle somewhere after high school.
Right. There's a lot of good options. UCO is a really good wrestling school.
NEO's
really
Miami,
good. And
second year.
Into a 4-year university.
Neosho, where Colton Looper is right now for Perry. UCO, we got Gallo. He's there from Perry.
OKC
he's a senior.
City University, they have a wrestling
yes,
team?
the Stars. They have a pretty good program.
Pretty good.
And, there's lots of options out there.
Well, I imagine Iowa's got a ton of small colleges that are probably pretty good at wrestling.
Not as many as you think.
Really?
I talked to Hunter Conant. He's up there at the William Penn, and he said wrestling in college, with the exception of Iowa and Iowa State, it's not that big up there.
Well, maybe Pennsylvania then.
Yeah, it's PA.
Yeah,
it's PA,
that's
definitely.
got a bunch of small, really good colleges. I mean, Lehigh, of course, is one of the best. Penn State's really good. Those are big schools.
Penn's decent.
Penn's pretty good. Yeah, you're right.
It's 7-1. Riley still down 25 seconds to go, second period, and doing it. He's down by 6 points, but he hasn't given up any. There's a stalling warning as I'm getting ready to compliment him, but he's not giving any near fall. So this would be a big not to give a bonus point. You got 9 seconds to go in the second period. Of course, you got a whole 2 minutes to go after this.
Really impressive how he's hanging in against a tough opponent.
Riley gets to his base once again, and there's locked hands, and he's going to get a penalty point, and it's going to be 7-2 after the second period as Fontenez locked those hands up right at the end of the period, and Riley gets the decision. He'll choose bottom to go to the third period. So 7-2, only a 5-point lead. If you cannot give up 3 more points for Riley Cinnamon, you're just going to give up a decision, and Fontenez is going to give up the optional start. So it's 7-3 now. Fontenez wants to work on his feet. Underway third period. Asked Riley what his strategy was today, and there's a scramble. Still no points given. Now Riley's doing a really good job scrambling, and he might come out with a takedown of his own. He gets his head out.
Riley.
And, he gets taken down. Boy, that was just sheer power by Jacob Fontenez. Looked like Riley had the upper hand, and then Jacob got the takedown, so it's 9-3, cutting 9-4. Trying to get the major here, 125 for the Pioneer. Left in the period, 120 left in the period now.
Cinnamon keeps battling in.
9-4, only a 5-point advantage for the senior Jacob Fontenez from Stillwater. There's a big double leg takedown there and gets right underneath, and that was way too easy. Riley's going to have to hang out 11-4. See if Jacob's going to cut him with a minute to go. He does, 11-5. One more takedown would be a major, and then I would assume Jacob would probably try to ride it out. So Riley can go without giving up a takedown here with 49 seconds to go. It'll just be a decision for the Pioneer.
Yeah, these are one of the keys we talked about, keeping the bonus points from happening. And
heavy on the head is Fontenez trying to get around the backside. There's the takedown, and there's the 13-5 major. Now if Riley can get up somehow here with 30 seconds to go and not give up a bonus, because right now it's a major, or not get pinned here, is that enough for a 2 near fall? I don't see the referee. He doesn't have the two points down, and Fontenez going for the pin now. 15 seconds to go. At this point, just give up the major here if you're Riley, and looks like that's what's going to happen. It'll be 13-5. Jacob Fontenez with the major, and Stillwater's going to lead it 13-6. You're listening to Perry Maroon Wrestling on Triple Play Sports.
Northern Oklahoma Metals is a member of the Oklahoma Recyclers Association and a proud supporter of the Perry Maroons. Northern buys metal, cars, tin, old equipment, aluminum cans, top brass, and stainless steel for recycling. You can visit them at 505 South Tuff Street in Perry, call them at 580-336-4663, or you can email them at nmetals@aol.com. Northern Oklahoma Metals, want to scrap?
And welcome back to John Devine Hall. Brock Campbell alongside Mike Shaw as we move to 132. Two-time state champion for the Pioneers, Cade Brock, and three-time placer, taking on three-time placer Noah Nida. And Cade Brock up 2-1 as he cuts Nida. No doubt Stillwater trying to go for a bonus here. And boy, Cade Brock is tough, but so is Noah. Boy, quick ankle. Look how quick that is. Yeah. Quick ankle pick for Cade Brock. Gets around the backside for a 2-point takedown. 4-1 now. Trying to dump truck Noah over there on the wheelbarrow. Noah doing a good job on the bottom. Now Cade, this is one of his patented moves. Gets that left. Look how dangerous this looks. He gets that left leg, and the referee's going to stop it. Potentially dangerous. Cade, that's what he does. Likes to get that left leg up across the backside. Now he's going to give an optional start. 4-2 now as he cuts Noah. Cade Brock is just completely quick. I'm very excited to see him on that orange and black mat.
Absolutely. This is my first time having seen him, but he just carries that look of a wrestler. You know? I mean, you just know the kid's talented.
He is so quick on the mat. Noah is too, but man, Cade is just so lightning quick.
He anticipates moves very, very well. You know, he can kind of knows, maybe feel his opponent out and kind of know what he's going to do.
And this is good practice for Noah.
Yeah, because he'll be wrestling guys. You know, real
what a scramble there! Look at that.
Nice
they go off the mat.
Good movement by Noah there. Getting away from Cade. I like that.
42 seconds to go first period. Cade Brock on top, 4-2. Stillwater on top, 13-6 in the duel. There's a rip move. Good job by Noah defending that. It looked like Cade was going to get around the backside. There's a quick ankle pick. Good job by Noah. Now a rip move again by Cade Brock. Got a hip lock in there. A left hip block there by Noah Nida.
Still just a 2-point advantage.
And they break apart. Noah doing a good job after those first two takedowns. And he gets an ankle pick there. Cade Brock does. Tries to get around the backside, and they go off the mat. And Stillwater wanted a 2-point takedown, and they might have a beef because Brock's legs were still in the circle. But the referee says, nah, and we'll go back to center restart. 10 seconds to go, first period. Pick their attempt by Cade Brock, and after one, it looks like it's going to be 4-2. Cade Brock, not actually 6-2 as they got a takedown right at the end. Noah kind of relaxed for just about a split second, and when you do that in wrestling, bad things can happen.
You got to be focused all 2 minutes.
That's the equivalent of being on the edge of the mat, thinking you're out of bounds, and you got to keep wrestling until the whistle stops. So Brock will take the bottom position. Noah on the top cover. 6-2, Cade Brock on top from Stillwater. Noah's going to remount him. Good job by Noah. Now Cade just gets right back to his feet. He just springs back up to his feet.
Look how quickly he runs back to the center.
He's built like the prototypical
He does. He has that look about
lightweight wrestler.
Right.
And he's out with escape quickly, 7-2. This kid could be dynamite in college. I'm telling you right. I'm so excited seeing him. I'm excited to see our wrestlers go to college too and wrestle. But man, I am excited to see Cade Brock.
He'd be one of their better ones since Perry, you think? Since Chris Perry?
Yeah, he could definitely be a national champion in several years.
So I remember Chris Perry at high school, and obviously at OSU, he was really good.
Yeah, he could be as good as Chris Perry, if not better.
I actually saw Chris Perry play high school football.
There's a quick pick there as Cade Brock gets around the backside. He's up 9-2, 7-point lead, 1:08 to go. Second period. Now Noah needs to work on not giving up any bonus points here.
Right. This is the key now. It's tough as the kid.
As Cade Brock is going to attempt to crab ride him. Now he puts both legs in underneath. He's got Noah completely flat. Now Cade looking for something to do on the top, and he kind of puts his hands up like, I don't know what to do now, because Noah's not giving him any anything to grab. Noah doing a good job on the bottom. There's going to be a stalemate.
Stalemate will be called 36-second mark.
36 seconds to go, second period. Cade Brock of Stillwater on top, 9-2. Stillwater on top in the duel, 13-6. There's the restart of the second period. Noah's trying to get to his base, gets to his. And Cade is, there's no really holes in his game.
No, absolutely not.
He's tough on top. He's really good on bottom. You know, obviously his offense in neutral is very good. You don't see a weakness.
No, and he's built. I mean, 132. He looks like he can wrestle at the 145. I mean, he's a stout kid.
And don't you know? He's already been working out with John Smith.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, Joe Smith is on Stillwater's team, and John Smith is.
Oh yeah, you know they go up into those practices.
Yeah,
into around.
I'm sure he does, which is completely legal. And you know, what an advantage it is. You know, right down the street. You know, to have one of the nation's top wrestling teams and Olympic coach.
And bounce ideas off of too.
And you know, the scary part is, and you know, this will be for Noah as well. These two wrestlers are only going to get better.
Right. Yeah, I'll be interested to follow Noah's progression after high school.
Got three guys in the in college ranks for Perry. It's Colton Looper at Neosho, Gallo at UCO, and then we've also got Matt Manley who wrestles from Missouri.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And that's who OSU takes on this week as well. As a matter of fact, they go to Columbia.
What is Missouri wrestling now? Because the SEC doesn't have wrestling.
They are in the what is it? They're in the Big Ten.
Oh.
I believe.
I don't know why they didn't just get to stay in the Big 12.
They didn't want to.
Yeah,
they wanted to part ways with everything. They wanted to part ways with everything Big 12.
No, good riddance, I say.
I think they're in the Big 10. I'm not sure. If somebody has clarification on that, just text me. I know I got that right.
I just knew that nobody in the SEC but Missouri now has a wrestling team.
9-3, minute 14 to go, third period. Noah's doing a really good job not giving up that bonus point. Just down 6 points, minute 7 to go. Noah tries to reach back for a leg, and they go off the mat. And we'll go back to restart in the center.
32 pounds, Nido and Brock.
Cade is the Energizer Bunny, that's for sure. He never quits.
Yeah, that's conditioning is obviously big in any sport, but wrestling it's the biggest.
Up and under attempt. Good job by Noah. Nice defense there. Rip attempt by Cade Brock. Didn't get there. 45 seconds to go. Come on, Noah. Hold on.
Noah's done real well on the defensive tonight. You know, there's really no holes in Cade Brock's game to get.
He gets a stalling warning there.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that. That was Stillwater liked it, but I don't agree with that. Noah keeps coming forward, and he just did there too. I don't agree with that stalling. As you know, Ronnie Duck's kind of giving the eye to the ref, and I totally agree with Ronnie's perspective. That shouldn't have been stalling warning at all.
No, and Ronnie Duck's a 3-time starter at OSU. He kind of knows what he's doing over there.
Yeah,
knows what he's talking about.
Good admiration for both of these schools.
Yeah, you have to.
The coaches are really are good friends, and of course John Smith in the house over here. He knows both of these coaches very well, and is familiar with both of these teams. They practice with each other a lot, and
Stillwater's coach wrestling under Smith.
Tyson Davis, our producer and engineer, to the Mid-American Conference for Missouri. And let me tell you, that is going to be a tough duel for the Cowboys.
Yeah, Missouri's. They were always.
Noah Nida will not give up the bonus point. It's going to be a decision. 16-6 Stillwater on top with the 9-3 decision. You're listening to Perry Maroon Wrestling on Stillwater on Triple Play Sports.
When you walk through a hospital's doors, you have high expectations.
At Stillwater Medical Center, our physicians, nurses, and staff understand.
And we're ready to accommodate you.
Our team provides the personal care you expect from a hometown hospital.
And supports it with cutting-edge medical technology.
It's the patient experience perfected.
Learn more about our mission at stillwatermedical.com.
And welcome back to John Devine Hall. Brock Campbell alongside Mike Shaw. Got a couple text messages. Not only for Tyson Davis, but from George Manoy, our friend in Pennsylvania, listening to us right now in Troy, Pennsylvania.
Wow,
they used to live in Perry, and he's been wondering when we're going to be on the air because every time
he's right in the middle of it.
Every time he tried to get on, he was like, "It's basketball." He's the one that texted me.
Him, yeah.
So, George, we're happy to have you. We miss you, buddy. We miss you and Jennifer and Dylan and Dalton and all them, all your boys. but we're happy to have you along tonight listening to Perry Maroon Wrestling as we move to 138 pounds. Which Damian Tucker is going to show up as he's out there for the Maroons taking on the sophomore Jace Brownlee of Stillwater. And Brownlee beat Damian Tucker at the Perry Tournament of Champions. So far so good. No takedowns as we're just at minute 12 to go in the first period. And, through 5 weights, it's only a 16-6 game.
Wow, here. Close, right there.
Perry's done a really good job.
They have. They haven't been giving up the bonus points like we said we needed not to do.
Just gave up one with Fontenez with the major, and that's only one. I mean, that's just a 4-point swing there.
And that's a senior and a freshman.
And, boy,
he still fought hard.
Noah Nida got beat 93, but he didn't give up a major. That is huge.
It's huge. He wrestled very well against Cade Brock. That was a very good performance.
Brownlee in on the single leg, trying to pick Damian up, takes it to his back, and Damian's to his back. Has to get off his back there. Jace Brownlee close to getting a fall. Damian's going to have to bridge out here. Brownlee's got that tight around the neck, and boy, Damian's in trouble. 30 seconds to go.
Come on, Damian.
Tight headlock in there by Brownlee. Damian has got to fight off his back. He's going to have to bridge out, get on his stomach somehow. Brownlee trying to torque, and the referee's going to stop it. Potentially dangerous, and he's going to give a point to Damian Tucker. He's going to give 3 near falls, so it'll be 5-1. He'll give a potentially dangerous. And the Stillwater coaches want a clarification. We didn't have a good point advantage there because they were facing the other side.
Showing him on the coach.
Yeah, he's showing the coach. And I can't remember Stillwater's assistant coach's name, and I'm sorry. I talk to him all the time. I need to ask him what his name.
He's pretty young looking.
I just can't remember his name, but I know Coach Chesbro very well.
He wrestled under Smith, right? Or did he wrestle before Smith? With Smith, maybe.
It might have been with.
Wow.
Actually, so.
Still in favor of Brownlee. Damian Tucker.
As 5-1, Damian Tucker gets out of that with a potentially dangerous, and let's see if that made it fueled a fire with Damian here. He's down 4 points, and when he gets down, he kind of doesn't wrestle to his potential, and that's the end of the first period. And just looking at the body language for Damian, he's not happy with that period. He knows that he shouldn't have got taken to his back,
right.
and at this point, it might be in his head a little bit because Brownlee beat him at the Tournament of Champions.
Could be. That would be I would be using that as my motivation, obviously.
Exactly. You got to turn that around.
Yeah.
As Damian will take the bottom to start the second period. Brownlee on top, 5-1. Damian trying to get to his base. Go ahead.
So I was just saying, we all know these kids are extremely competitive, or they wouldn't be starting in these weight classes.
Sure.
You got to be super competitive and just ultra talented just to make the weights at Perry.
George says, thank you for the shout out. No, thank you for listening all the way from Pennsylvania.
It's an hour later over there, too.
Dalton, from what I heard, Dalton's doing really good this year wrestling, and so is their other boys.
Wrestling in a high school there?
Yeah, I would like to get out there and go watch some state tournament wrestling in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that'd be something else.
And I told him I was going to try. And if you can find me a job, George,
yeah,
and give me some financial situation, I'd be happy to come out there. But right now, it's not looking, both of us right now.
Yeah.
But we love what we do here.
Right. This is fun. It's a dream come true for me.
If we can figure out how to build this up,
yeah,
boy, we'd be pleased as punch. 50 seconds to go. Damian hasn't really done anything, and neither really has Brownlee on the top position.
Kind of rested on this lead here, yeah.
With 5-1, now he gets both legs. He's trying to get both legs in there. He's trying to work that left leg inside. He's got Damian flat to the mat, and now they're going to call a stalemate. Referee didn't like that. Neither did I, for that matter. Just kind of got a little lethargic by both wrestlers, and you knew that. You could tell that first period for Damian, it took a lot out of him, and he's kind of down on himself right now. But Brownlee is tough on the top position. Sophomore from Stillwater. Has improved a ton since last year. I'll give you that right now. You weren't here to see it, but yeah, Brownlee has improved a lot. Damian needs to start, he's got a stalling warning there. He needs to start getting it going so he can make a run for a senior season. He was one match away from state last year. Damian trying to switch around the backside as Brownlee almost took him to his back, but Damien almost did a switch there. That's going to be in the second period. But nice to see him fight a little bit there at the end.
He's still in it. He's only down 4.
5-1. Brownlee has the decision. He'll take bottom to start the third.
Work off of the bottom is Damian Tucker, 4 points behind.
There's the start of the third period. Quick set out there by Brownlee. Boy, if Damien could drive into him, he's going to have Brownlee on his back. Brownlee trying to get out now, trying to get around for his own switch. Boy, Damien, if he could just turn back into him and drive. Brownlee reaching back through the crotch, trying to get around the backside for his reversal. Damien's head on the mat. Brownlee almost has control for his reversal. He's got to get that left leg out from underneath Damien. Boy, if Damien could just drive back into him, partner.
Yeah, he'd have him.
He might have Brownlee in trouble. As Damien, they might be calling a stalemate here pretty quick.
They're really not doing much.
Coach Duck wanted a near fall count when we started that period, but not even close to getting the shoulders turned onto the mat.
They fight for position.
Yeah, 1:04 to go, third period. Brownlee still on top, 5-1. Damien's still scramble here. I can't believe they haven't called a stalemate yet.
Yeah.
They're really not going anywhere. The referee's letting them wrestle here. Now Damien has a hold of that left leg. Brownlee's working for better position here now. Under 45 seconds to go. Damien's trying to pick that leg up, just doesn't, and he gives a stalling warning to Damien on the bottom, and I do not agree with that. That's a second one. That gives a point to Jace Brownlee. I don't agree with that whatsoever.
Didn't really see why they wouldn't just call stalemate
6-1,
there.
and
not give an
now
advantage
Brownlee
point.
gets the point. There's going to be a caution. It will be on Damien. Boy, the referee has a beef with Damien right now, I guess. 2 stall warnings that I didn't agree with there. 37 seconds to go as we start. Damien high on the ride. Brownlee trying to shake him off. 30 seconds to go. You don't want to give him a major here. It's 6-1. You don't want to get on your back like that.
And
Brownlee is out with the escape. 7-1. You don't want to give up a takedown. 18 seconds to go. You want to play defense here if you're Damien. Don't give up that takedown. There's a double leg pick, and there's the takedown for Brownlee, and there's the bonus point. 9-1 with 5 seconds to go, and you're going to give up another bonus to the Pioneers. They're going to lead this one 20-6 with a 9-1 victory. You're listening to Perry Maroon Wrestling on Triple Play Sports.
Integrity, respect, professionalism, and a genuine caring attitude is exactly what you can expect from us at Brown Decker Funeral Home. We are committed to being available to you every step of the way. We know that losing a loved one is never easy, but it's our privilege, responsibility, and our calling to help ease this process as much as possible. We're avid supporters of the Perry Maroons and welcome you to come or stop by. We're located at 1010 North 7th or call us at 580-336-1211. Brown Decker Funeral Home. We are here for you.
And welcome back to Perry, Oklahoma. Brock Campbell alongside Mike Shaw as we go to 145, and it's going to be a forfeit for Perry. As Tristan Moran will receive the forfeit, gets the 6 points, 26-6. Instead, they're going to put Dalton Haymaker at 152, taking on Mason Medford as we get it started here. Mason Medford, the senior, Dalton Haymaker, the junior, I believe. Interesting decision there.
Yeah,
but I kind of agree with this. Dalton Haymaker in on the single leg, gets sprawled there by Medford, Mefford, and then gets around the backside for a takedown, 2-0. Haymaker up on his feet on a pogo stick on one leg and wheelbarrowed back down to the mat by Mefford. So Tristan Moran wanted to wrestle him. He got a forfeit, and he kind of rolled his eyes like, really?
Yeah.
It's 26-6 now. Stillwater leads in the duel. Haymaker on the mat now against Mefford. Mason Mefford, the senior. Don't know much about Mason, but he's on top 2-0. Be nice to see Haymaker get a win here as he's in on the cradle, and Mefford's got him on his back. Has him flaring. He got a near fall count. It's going to have 2 near fall upcoming. Now it's going to be 4-0. Mefford on top. Dalton's got to work to his base here, partner. He gets to his knee. Now he gets out, kind of tripoding out. Mefford is kind of high if Dalton can get out. And Dalton turns right back into Mefford, and he's got his reversal right there. 4-2, Dalton Haymaker, a nice reversal as Mefford got a little too high there. And then Dalton just turned right back into him, got his reversal, 4-2. Now sit out attempt by Mefford as he's on the bottom position. Haymaker working on the top on the cross-face ride. Now goes back to the spiral ride, and they go off the side of the mat and out of bounds. We'll go back to center. Good job by Dalton. I had a really good talk with Dalton, and he knows he could be one of those guys that's not expected to make state two to really get on a run.
Right, absolutely. And I'm not sure why they switched to him to 140-52, but he's looking good right now.
Well, I think they took their chances more with Mefford against Haymaker. They thought they could get a win here as Mefford now has Haymaker on his side. He gets a reversal, so it's 6-2. They like their chances better than Haymaker against Maroon, and I would agree with that.
Yeah, Maroon's the other OSU.
Yeah, Maroon is a two-time state champion. Now they've got Haymaker on the mat getting a near fall count. Going to get 3 near fall. So it's now 9-2 after one, and well, it's kind of backfiring for Coach Ronnie Delk. But Perry has some upper weights that are going to provide some points here for Perry coming up. So it's 9-2 after one. Mefford will take the bottom position to start the second period. Haymaker will have the top cover. There's the start of the second. Mefford gets to his feet. Haymaker on top, and that's going to be potentially dangerous. And we'll have to restart again. Can't hang on and go for a ride, basically.
Yeah.
That's what Dalton was doing. Dalton has improved this year. There's a Granby roll by Mefford, and he rolls through and gets Haymaker almost on his back. And Haymaker rolls through on his stomach, and there's a reversal, 11-2, Mefford on top. Well, if you get a bonus point here from Mefford, that's a bonus for Stillwater.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now Haymaker out with the skate, 11-3. Now Dalton's going to have to go get him here.
Yeah, he's going to have to be on the offensive the whole rest of the match here.
Minute 29. Mefford the senior, Haymaker the junior. All Mefford so far, 11-3. There's a half attempt to an ankle pick there by Haymaker. Didn't get it. Up and under attempt on the single leg and around the backside. It's 2 points again, 13-3. Mefford on top. Now he's just going to cut Dalton. 13-4, 9-point advantage, minute 6 to go in the second period. At this point, you just want to make it a 4-point major and not a tech fall.
Right.
There's a shot by Haymaker. Has the single leg. Good sprawl there by Mefford. Now he's trying to work for his counter as he gets around the backside for the 2-point takedown. Just tough on top as Mefford. 15-4 now. 11-point advantage. 47 seconds to go. Referee looking in there intently like there was something illegal, but waved it off as Mefford flattens out Haymaker now to the mat, gets the left arm bar across the backside of the back, and it's just kind of chicken wing him over on his shoulders, and Dalton's in trouble. Dalton doing a good job bridging out. Boy, and Dalton gets a reversal. 2 near fall for Mefford, 17, and then a reversal, 17-6 Haymaker. And it's just an 11-point lead. If he can shave off about 4 more points and just give up a decision, that'd be
huge.
Icing here as Mefford gets to his base. Dalton goes for a ride. Mefford's out for the escape, and it's 18-6 after the second period. We'll go to the third. Dalton's down 18-6, and he'll have the decision. See what Coach Duck wants to do, and he's going to make Haymaker riding. Interesting decision here.
Maybe he thinks he can get him to a quick fall, maybe. Quick, oh man, what's that called? showing my youth here, yeah. My
as the opposite happens, reversal there by Mefford, and now he's up 20-6, and he's got a 14-point advantage, and 1 more point it will be a tech fall.
20-6.
And it'll be a 5-point victory for Stillwater as Dalton comes to his feet and gets to an ankle, and they go out of bounds, and there's going to be a they gave the escape to Dalton, so it's 20-7.
the scoreboard can go to 20 over there.
That's what Monty just said. Our 2 doesn't work. 26-6, Stillwater on top in the duel. 1 at 29 to go. 20-6, Mefford on top of Dalton Haymaker, the junior. There's a quick shot by Mefford around for the takedown. There's the tech fall, and Stillwater's going to lead this one 31-6. You're listening to Perry Maroon Wrestling on Triple Play Sports.
Hey, Maroon fans, are you looking for a great dentist? Look no further than Custom Dental and Dr. Dewhurst, and let your fear disappear. Have you heard about the Maroon Fan Special? Be one of the first 10 callers and take advantage of our Let's Get Acquainted appointment and get $100 off any new dental services found needed by Dr. Dewhurst. This Let's Get Acquainted appointment includes exams, x-rays, and a private consultation for only $38. Don't wait. Call 336-2310 right now and tell our team you want the Perry Maroon Fan Special. Go Maroons, go!
And welcome back to John Devine Hall. We moved to 160 pounds for the Perry Maroons. Riley Betchen for the Stillwater Pioneers, the sophomore Christian Ball, B-A-H-L, and Ball quickly on the shot. Riley gets that hip lock in there, and there's go out of bounds off the circle and then come back to center restart. This is where Perry has got to start getting points,
yeah,
partner.
Absolutely. Stillwater, huge advantage in his first 7 matches here.
And there's some matches that I thought Perry had an advantage in, and they have lost.
Yeah, Stillwater really wrestling well tonight.
There's a shot underneath by Ball, blocked off by Riley. Now both wrestlers. Now Riley's just on his knees, and Ball tripoding out.
You can see Riley still got that big pad on his left elbow there.
Both wrestlers in the center of the mat. Riley trying to break Ball down. And they'll just break apart and restart again. Riley the senior, Ball the sophomore. Ball on the shot. Blocked off by Riley. Good job. Riley, a good defensive wrestler.
Yep, and he's getting,
you don't know much because he pinned his guy in 3 seconds, so you don't know much about Riley right now.
He's getting a little bit more time now, though.
Last week we're alluding to. There's a quick ankle pick. Riley, he's got the left ankle hip lock in there, left hip lock in there by Ball. Riley trying to get around and and Ball instead gets his own takedown. Got Riley reversed and 2-0.
Man. Stillwater really came to play tonight.
They're trying to make a statement, for sure. And I tell you, partner, the race between Sand Springs and Stillwater is going to be fun to watch this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's Riley now in the bottom position. Ball on control on the top. Sophomore gets senior.
And at the end of the first.
And that's the end of the first period. It's 2-0. The sophomore from Stillwater on top of the senior from Perry. And we'll go to the second period, and Ball will take the bottom position. Riley gets a little bit of advice and direction from Coach Ronnie Delk. So we start the second period. Riley breaks him back down. Now it's just doesn't want to deal with it and cuss him. So 3-0. Christian Ball on top. You need to get some points because next class for Stillwater is 170 pounds. Joe Smith, most likely, for Stillwater. And Riley gets around the backside for takedown and then cuts him. So 4-2. There's a quick shot by Ball, quick and underneath, and it's 6-2. Caught Riley off guard just a little bit. This sophomore is kind of impressing me here, partner.
Yeah, he really is. Riley's still a little coming off those injuries. This is only his second match, but I mean, still, got to give credit to Ball. He's really wrestling well tonight.
And they go off the edge of the mat, go back to the start in the center with Riley on the bottom, down 6-2 to the sophomore. And he's got a prototypical wrestler build, too.
Yeah, he does. I'm sure at some point all these kids get to wrestle with some Oklahoma State players and stuff, and maybe get some conditioning tips, obviously.
Riley trying to get hand control. He does. He's out with the escape, 6-3.
That's it in the half.
1:05 to go in the second period. Ball on top from Stillwater, 6-3, and they go off the mat. Riley took an extra shot, and he kind of said, okay.
Maybe that'll piss him off.
Okay, it's on.
Take him down now.
It kind of did get him a little fired
up.
up.
A little more intense.
Both of them a little more frenetic. And they're just going to push each other off the mat. Go back to center, restart. 48 seconds to go, second period. 6-3, ball on top from Stillwater. Stillwater leads the duel 31-6. Quick ankle pick there, attempt by Ball. Now Riley goes in for a counter shot of his own. Good defense there by Ball. Up and under shot by Riley. He's got a single leg. Got the ankle, got the left ankle. Hip block in there by Ball. Riley's going to have to work around for his takedown. There it is. 2-point takedown, 6-5 now.
Riley.
And Betchen down by 1. 19 seconds to go. Going to let Ball up, cutting, so it's 7-5, 15 seconds to go. Ball with the shot, half shot there, blocked off by Betchen. 7 seconds to go. And they go off the edge of the mat, go back to the center, restart with 5 seconds to go, second period. 7-5, Betchen has closed within 2. And that's how we're going to go to the third period. And I believe Riley has the decision, and he does. He will take the bottom to start. So get your quick escape and then go on the offensive and get the takedown and get the lead.
Get the lead and possibly come out here with a win.
But boy, this sophomore is really tough.
Yes.
I thought Riley would be heavily favored. Riley gets to his feet, trying to get hand control, and gets run out of bounds, but they're going to give him the escape before, and it's going to be a 7-6 now. Both wrestlers on their feet. Now we got a match. Minute 52 to go in the match. Riley is on the offensive now. Backing up is Ball, B-A-H-L. That's how he spells the name. There's a shot by Ball. Blocked out by Riley. Riley's got a headlock. Tried a rip attempt move to get around the backside. Didn't get it. Inside trip attempt by Ball. Didn't get there again. Got a single leg on Riley. Riley's got the hip lock in. Playing defense again is Betchen. Good defense by Riley as they both go to the mat. Ball still working on the edge of the mat. And they're going to go off. And boy, great defense by the senior for Perry.
Yep. Yeah, he was in a tricky spot there. He's just seen, he's experienced. He knows what he's doing out there. Got the, I guess I would call it an escape, really, but kept them points getting scored.
Minute 18 to go. Riley Betchen down by 1. Both wrestlers on our feet. Riley tries a single leg pick underneath. Blocked off by a Ball. Ball's trying to work for his counter on the top. Minute 6 to go. Ball tries to get around the backside. Riley's on face down on the mat. Reaching back for the left leg. Under a minute to go. Riley's going to have to get something here quickly. As Ball, there's going to be a stalemate. Quickly called by the referee.
It's kind of to Riley's advantage here. He can get back on the offensive, I would think.
7-6, 51 seconds to go. Senior against sophomore. Inside trip there, attempt by Ball, tries to pick up the leg, hip block in there by Riley. Riley can step over. Ball trying to get around the backside, 26 seconds to go, Riley in trouble. Ball reaches around for the other leg, tries to get the advantage, and there's the 2-point takedown. Ball right on the edge of, did they give it to him?
I'm not sure, I know.
No, they waved it off. Waved it off. They waved the takedown off. He did not have control of both legs, so 7-6 still. Referee having a conversation with the assistant coach, and boy, the assistant coach for Stillwater is very heated. Boy, got a warning now on Stillwater bench. I don't know about that part. It's a bang-bang call. Riley has 17 seconds. Quickly, he's going to get a caution.
Well, it's been a good match. I'll tell you that much.
15 seconds. Riley with the shot underneath. Sprawl there by Ball. 10 seconds to go. And Riley tried a reverse move. He's got 7 seconds to do something. Down 7-6. Let's see what the senior still has left. Riley gets a second caution. He's kind of flailing like a fish. Ball backing up, no stalling warning. Riley's not going to get there. 3 seconds. 7-6. Ball's going to win this one. 34-6. Stillwater. You're listening to Perry Maroon Wrestling on Triple Play Sports.
Wrestling is a very demanding sport, requiring strength, technique, and training. For over 19 years, Vance Chevrolet GMC Buick of Perry has worked hard to ensure that our customers get the very best price, exceptional service, and overall buying experience that is overwhelmingly satisfying. Vance Chevrolet GMC Buick, family owned and operated for 19 years, where it's comfortable to buy a car.
Hey, welcome back to John Devine Hall, Brock Campbell alongside Mike Shaw. We moved to 170 pounds for the Perry Maroons. The senior, Devin Blancett, for the Stillwater Pioneers, 2-time state champion, 3-time state qualifier, and placer, Joe Smith. And, boy, Devin's got his work cut out here, partner.
Yep.
34-6, Stillwater leads the duel.
I wasn't familiar with how accomplished Joe Smith was, but when you get the name Smith, it didn't surprise me how accomplished he was.
And quickly, Joe Smith with the takedown, 2-0. If you ask Coach Delk how he feels the duel has gone, I can guarantee you he thought it would be a little bit better than this.
Yeah, there's been a couple of tough matches, but also a tech and a major that we didn't expect.
Joe Smith got a 3-count near fall right on the edge of the mat, so he's up 5-0 on the senior Devin Blancett.
Well, Joe came out on fire right here. He's not quick.
We'll see him in the orange and black next year. Not sure if they're gonna redshirt Brock and Smith and Moran. Don't know what they're gonna do with those three.
Right.
Those three could help us right away, but we'll just have to see what John Smith does with the Pokes next year. As Devin Blancett getting turned again, getting a near count. Going to have 4 near count, so it's going to be 3 near fall once again for Smith, and they're going to stop it for potentially dangerous. And it's going to be 8-0 as Devin Blancett's shoulder got some torquing. Should be 8-0. There it is, 8-0 Smith on top. 49 seconds to go, first period. Joe Smith getting Devin turned again. Boy, he's just so good.
He's very strong.
He has gotten better every year, partner. There's another 3 near fall coming now for Joe. He might have a tech fall in the first period. 11-0. Now he's going to get Devin turned again. Trying to, at least. Devin trying everything he can do to not get turned on the bottom. 21 seconds to go, first period. Boy, how do you feel, Devin go out there and wrestle Joe Smith, and coach is saying just don't get pinned.
Right.
But he's getting turned right there. Going to be another near fall count. Might get pinned right here, too. 3 seconds to go. And that's the end of the first period. Joe Smith gets another 3 near fall, 14-0 after 1. This one could be quickly over.
Yeah, Joe Smith, he didn't take any time. He was on the attack very quickly. Very impressed.
Joe Smith takes the bottom. He gets up here. It's over with the tech fall. There's a caution that's going to be on Smith.
Caution on time for the white suit.
There's the start. Joe Smith up and out with the escape. There's the tech fall. It's 15-0. And Stillwater gets a tech fall. They're going to go 41-6 on top. You're listening to Perry Maroon Wrestling on Triple Play Sports.
A medical team that cares about your health and your community. Doctors Willer, Jameson, Stubbs, and Payton contribute to athletic and philanthropic efforts in Stillwater and surrounding areas like Jeffrey, Perry, Perkins, Cushing, and Blackwell. While we are bone and joint experts, we are also parents, friends, and neighbors. Enjoy our quality orthopedic treatment, MRI, and on-site physical therapy services as we support this community. Click outreach at orthook.com. Remember, Ortho Oklahoma, we are keeping you together.
And welcome back to John Devine Hall. Brock Campbell alongside Mike Shaw. Moved to 195 pounds. For the Maroons, it's going to be Dylan Buck. And for Stillwater, actually, wait.
We're 182.
182. It's going to be Dylan Buck at 182 taking on Logan Anderson for Stillwater. Stillwater leads the duel 39-6, so got a little jostling there in our lineup.
They're not wrestling Dyringer, I guess.
He'll probably wrestle 195. I don't know if he'll wrestle or not. Jordan Deringer. Trying to see if I see him.
That name wrong.
Deringer.
Keep saying Dyringer.
Deringer.
That's how it reads, Dyringer.
Yep. But it's Deringer. I got the right pronunciation this year, so from our friend at Stillwater Radio, Rex Holt. Dylan Buck on a single leg, has a left leg. Now hip lock in there by Logan Anderson. Dylan trying to get around the backside. Dylan qualified at state last year. So he's another one that's got to get going here. Trying to pick up that left leg is Buck. And mule kicking out of there is Anderson. No harm, no foul. 100 minutes to go. Both wrestlers over there on the side of the mat. There's a shot underneath by Anderson. They go out of the circle. Goes back to the start in the center. I don't know if these two have wrestled before. Logan Anderson, the senior. Dylan Buck, the senior. Dylan has a single leg, has that left leg again, has Anderson jumping up and down, gets around the backside for a 2-point takedown, 2-0. And they go out of bounds. Frantic pace. Buck on top, 2-0. 26 seconds to go, first period. There's the restart. Buck puts Anderson back down to his knees and goes on the spiral ride. Anderson in that fetal position, gets to his feet. Buck, tight waist. They're going to ride him out of bounds. And 12 seconds to go, first period. Buck on top, 2-0. So interesting, you're probably going to see at 195, you're going to probably see CJ Citizen wrestling. I don't know who we're going to wrestle there because I thought Dylan was going to wrestle CJ, so I don't know who we're going to wrestle at 195. It could be Andrew Randall.
And at the end of the first.
That's the end of the first period. Dylan Buck on top, 2-0 over Logan Anderson.
Anderson defers over to Buck, who works off the bottom.
Pretty big cut for Randall, though, isn't it?
It is a pretty good cut. I'm trying to see who we have up. If we have anybody up for a 195, doesn't look like it. Dylan on the top or on the bottom to start the second period, and Logan Anderson on the top. Dylan trying to get to his base, does. Trying to get hand control over there on the far side of the mat. He's out with the escape as they go off the mat. It's 3-0. Dylan Buck on top.
Should be good. A much needed win here, just to give Perry some more confidence. And make the score look a little better.
No doubt about it, though, partner. Stillwater's loaded this year.
Yeah, I mean, they're number one in the top class for a reason.
.125 to go, second period. Attempt there, shot by Anderson up and underneath. Didn't get there. I'd like to see Dylan get a little bit more offensive in these kind of positions. There, he heard me. He's got a single leg on the left side, left leg. Has Anderson jumping up on one leg. Now he's going to try to trip him down, grabs the other leg. No control yet, and they didn't get him to. They go off the circle. Good idea, but I'd like to see him kind of tripping there instead of. But good job by Anderson defending there as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Minute to go.
It's a little early, maybe premature to say, but we can, maybe get a bonus point out of here from.
That's
Buck.
what
that would be huge.
That's what I was alluding to. Get a little bit more offensive here for Dylan. Work on his offense here because sometimes he's a little lethargic on his offense. But there it is, single leg again. Has the left leg, picks it up. Has Anderson jumping up right in the center of the mat. Grabs the other link, and there he goes around the backside. There it is, 2-point takedown, 5-0. He heard me. I swear they hear us sometimes.
It might, yeah.
So every time we say something, if it's football or basketball, it usually happens right after we say it.
Gives us credit, though. I mean, it means we know what we're talking about at least. We're not just up here guessing. I mean, right now with wrestling, I'm still green.
No,
I'm
you're
kind
doing
of guessing.
fine. You're doing fine. You know more than you think because you went to OSU and
right.
You pick it up.
I could pick it up. By the state finals, maybe I'll be raring to go.
Yeah, I hope so because we're going to have 8 mats to cover.
It's crazy.
Actually, wait.
Can't even do
2,
that.
3, 4. Yeah, 8.
1 second to go, second period. Monk with a 5-point
They have two
Score
2A
every-
mats.
We're not going to score every.
No.
Are we?
But they have two 2A mats,
able to
two
talk
3A
about
mats,
them.
two 4A mats, two 5A mats, and two 6A. So it's actually 10 mats.
That's 8.
What's that?
Yeah, 2. That was only 4 classes. 2.
3, 4. Yeah, you're right.
Well,
I'm sorry.
No, it's 10
Math.
if it's 5A too. Yeah, you're right. It's 10.
Yeah, it's okay. But we'll, if we don't have a Perry wrestler on the mat, we'll watch our area wrestlers too and bring that coverage.
Cool.
After third period, 5-0, Dylan Buck on top.
They wrestle in the big house?
They wrestle in the big house.
Cool.
It is
I've been
fun.
in there a couple times.
It is fun.
Watched some games there. It's fun. Saw Stevie Clark win a title. Oh, I don't like saying that name, but I saw him win a title.
Bad name.
Azubuki win a title back in the day.
Bad name to say on this this
no.
radio.
That guy.
No longer with the Tigers.
Wish we would have.
The LSU Tigers is no longer with them.
Yeah. Wish we would have recruited Woodard instead of him, but whatever.
Dylan and Logan Anderson just jostling right now. Minute 17 to go. 5-0, Dylan on top. If Dylan can get 3 more points, he'd score a major.
That'd be huge. Get us to double-digit scores.
Minute to go, and they go off the circle. And we'll go to the center, restart, neutral position. 5-0, Dylan Buck on top. Minute to go, third period. This is where Ronnie wants to see his wrestlers finish matches, especially in the third period.
Right.
He wants to let our opponent know that we're the more conditioned athlete. We have stuff left in the tank, and we're not going to back down.
Right.
And that's what we got to start seeing in these third periods for Perry. As a head in the hole maneuver there for Dylan. Gets run a backside for a takedown. It's 7-0. 32 seconds. I would cut him to get it to 7-1 and then take him down. That's what he did. 7-1. 25 seconds to go. Dylan trying to get one more takedown to get a major. 20 seconds to go.
15 seconds to go.
Dylan with a single leg. And Logan doing a really good job defending. There's a stalling warning on Anderson. 11 seconds to go. Dylan needs one more takedown to get to that major. That's Ronnie Depp. Tell him there's a single leg now. Anderson trying to flee the mat, trying to get him down to the floor, and boy, that's going to be the end of the match, or the end of the match there for Duel. 7-1 decision there as 39-9. You're listening to Perry Maroon Wrestling on Triple Play Sports.
Follow up with your team and favorite players in the Perry Daily Journal, supplying your local news for 120 years. The PDJ is a proud supporter of Perry Maroon athletes, from headlines to classified, covering Noble County for more than a century. Pick up a paper or check out our e-edition today to keep current on all Noble County news. Visit our website at www.pdjnews.com to subscribe and friend us on Facebook.
And welcome back to John Devine Hall. Brock Campbell alongside Mike Shaw. We moved to 195 for the Pioneers. Jordan Derringer, the senior. And for the Maroons, it's going to be Robert Spikers for Perry. Jordan Derringer in there on the shot. 2-0 quickly.
Who's this wrestling for Perry? Partner, who's this wrestling for Perry?
Robert Spikers. Speikers.
Ah, yeah.
2-0, Derringer on top, and puts Spikers to his back very quickly, and it might be over real quick. As Jordan Derringer looking for the fall. There it is, the fall. And we'll come back. You listen to Perry Maroon Wrestling on Triple Play Sports.
You deserve quality health care.
But at Stillwater Medical Center, we believe you also deserve an unmatched patient experience that's close to home.
That's why our physicians, nurses, and staff are committed to providing compassionate, quality care.
Right here in Stillwater.
We're here to prove that the best patient experience is moments, not miles away.
Learn more about our commitment to excellence at stillwatermedical.com.
And welcome back to John Devine Hall. Brock Campbell alongside Mike Shaw as we go to 220 pounds. Stillwater leads the duel 45-9. We go to 220 for Perry. Garrett Byer, the senior, taking on Cameron Linsenmeyer, the freshman for Stillwater. And this might be the best chance for a victory for their final for the Perry Maroons. The last match really that Perry's really favored.
Looking to go to the top podium.
Garrett trying to find his state title this year. He's been so close the last 2 years.
Been runner-up.
He was, I think he was runner-up last year. The year before, I think he finished third. Garrett with the bull rush takedown there on the freshman Linsenmeyer, so 2-0.
1 minute 30 seconds.
45-9, and not kind of what we expected Stillwater to be loaded and get the points, but we kind of expected Perry to get 5 matches, and boy, they've only won 3.
3, yeah.
So this would be the 4th one that they were heavily favored as. Garrett's working on the top, trying to turn Linsenmeyer over and get the takedown or the fall, and there it is, the patented move. The Grim Grappler, there it is, the fall. Garrett Meyer, 45-15, come back for the final match. You're listening to Perry Maroon Wrestling on Triple Play Sports.
Does your bank send you a text when you have a low balance? SB&T does. You can receive a first alert text message on your cell phone, keeping you informed about your account activity no matter where you are. As always, you are in control. Choose only the alerts you want to receive. When you need us, we're there 24/7. First Bank and Trust Company, Perry, Billings, Covington. Community-minded, just like you.
And welcome back to John Devine Hall. Last match of the evening, 285 for Perry. It's going to be Bailey Burdick. And for Stillwater, it'll be Centrell Carden, the senior, as he's got the different singlet than anybody else tonight. Huh. Interesting.
That is interesting.
Have to favor Carden here. But Bailey has wrestled pretty good this year, so anything can happen. Perry down in the duel, 45-15. Stillwater's going to win the duel. Perry's going to go to 6-2 in duel action. Stillwater will remain undefeated, I believe. This won't count against the ranking for Perry because this is a 6A school.
Right, yeah.
So either Perry's 1 or 2. I don't know where we are in the rankings. I'm going to have to check that out with the OSSAA website and see where they are. But if you ask Coach Delk, you got 4 matches, thought you could get 5. There were things that, there was a few little things tonight that could have gone Perry's way that might have helped a little bit, but I think if you ask Coach Delk, he might be a little bit disappointed with this effort as Carden's trying to bear hug up Bailey Burdick and they go off the mat. So, but hopefully we can talk to Ronnie after the match. I don't know if he's going to be wanting to talk or not, but if he does, we'll get his thoughts on the match. And Ponca City will be in town next week on the 29th for homecoming as Carden takes him to his back, Bailey Burdick that is, and this might be over really quick. Carden looking for the fall. And there it is. There's the fall. Stillwater's going to win the duel 51-15. We're going to take a timeout. You're listening to Perry Maroon Wrestling on Triple Play Sports.
Northern Oklahoma Metals is a member of the Oklahoma Recyclers Association and a proud supporter of the Perry Maroons. Northern buys metal, cars, tin, old equipment, aluminum cans, top brass, and stainless steel for recycling.
Kevin, go ahead and play break 17, please.
South Up Street in Perry. Call them at 580-336-4663.
And break 18.
Call them at nmetals@aol.com. Northern Oklahoma Metals. Want to scrap? Campbell Communications is proud to sponsor and to bring you Perry Maroon Athletics. To become a sponsor, please visit www.campbellcommunicationsok.com or call and ask for Brock at 405-204-4246. Campbell Communications, where we bring the game to you.
How would you like to bank anytime, anywhere, without having to carry your laptop along? First Bank is proud to bring you mobile banking. It gives you full access to your account safely and securely from your mobile phone. Mobile banking adds a new level of convenience to managing your account. You can bank on the go no matter where you are. View your accounts, make transfers, pay bills, and even receive text alerts, all from the ease of your cell phone. When you need us, we're there 24/7. First Bank and Trust Company, community-minded just like you. Member FDIC.
Wrestling is a very demanding sport, requiring strength, technique, and training. For over 19 years, Vance Chevrolet GMC Buick of Perry has worked hard to ensure that our customers get the very best price, exceptional service, and overall buying experience that is overwhelmingly satisfying.
Vance Chevrolet GMC Buick, family owned and operated for 19 years, where it's comfortable to buy a car.
And welcome back to John Devine Hall. Brock Campbell alongside Mike Shaw. Stillwater is victorious 51-15. Mike, we thought Stillwater would have the advantage tonight and it would be a tough duel for the Maroons. But I didn't expect a dominating performance as much as this. I mean, Stillwater's loaded, but this Perry team, what's Coach Delk telling the team right now?
Partner, I don't know. To be honest, that's over my head.
To grow up and get some more heart, or I mean, he's always talking about you got to have heart. You got to get out there and you got to wrestle. You got to be tough. And there's some things that we could have done a little bit better tonight. Stillwater's just loaded. I understand that, but you know, the guys you expected to come out and win did. You know, see here, Alex Valencia. We didn't expect. I expected him to win, but man, not get the pin.
Right.
So there, he got the pin, and then who else won? Who got the 3 points for us?
It was Buck got the 3.
Yeah, Dylan got the 3, and then Garrett got the
6. So we only won 3 matches.
We only won 3 matches, and you know he thought we could get 5 tonight, and we only got 3. So I'm sure he's talking to his.
Got to be the key because we got a tech fall and we got 2 tech falls and then a major as well. And through 2 majors, that's bonus points. You can't give away bonus points. You understand losing because some kids come out and wrestle harder or better on some nights. And Stillwater, to be honest, I didn't. I mean, I know they're the number 1 seed and everything in the top class, but they just came out on fire wrestling tonight, in my opinion. They wrestled the best they've probably wrestled in a while, I would say, on a given regular season night.
Well, let's go ahead and go through the duel here. Let's go through the duel results weight by weight, and if you haven't tuned in until right now.
Okay. Can't hear myself. Valencia 106, Penn Davis 6-0 at that point. Perry 113, Andrew Neiman pinned Justice 6-6 at that point. Dyringer decision over Betchen in a really close match 5-4. 9-6 Perry Stillwater at that point. In the 126, Fontanez over the freshman Cinnamon in a major decision, 13-5. Stillwater up 13-6 at that point. Cade Brock in a decision in a good matchup with NIDA. Just couldn't get enough points for NIDA. 9-3, 16-6 at that point overall. 138, Jace Brownlee got a major on Damian Tucker, whose head just didn't appear to be in it. 20-6. Stillwater at that point. 145 was a forfeit. 152, they moved Haymaker to 152 against Medford, and Medford just came out rolling tonight, 22-6 and a tech. Fall 31-6 Stillwater at that point. 160, Ball and Betchen in a really good decision. Really good match. Got the decision 7-6. Stillwater up 34-6 at that point. The 170, the 2-time state champ, Joe Smith got a tech fall over Devin Blancett. 15-0. That's Stillwater 39-6 at that point. 182, Logan Anderson and Buck. Buck got the decision, wrestled very well. 7-1 decision. Stillwater 39-9 at that point. Dyringer at 195, the elder Dyringer got a fall on Spikers, and that was made it 45-9. Then of course the Grim Grappler, who's wrestled very well this season, got a fall on the freshman 220, Lindsey Meyer. 45-15 Perry at that point, and then in the heavyweights, Cardin, the senior, got a fall over Burdick, sophomore, and the final 51, Stillwater 51, Perry 15. Brock?
Yeah, it was a tough duel. Ronnie's not going to come up here and talk to us, understandably. He's addressing his squad right now, and we'll come back. We'll put a wrap on this and tell you our next broadcast, which will be homecoming here with the Ponca City Wildcats for wrestling. You're listening to Perry Maroon Wrestling on Triple Play Sports and the Pin Network.
Team and favorite players in the Perry Daily Journal, supplying your local news for 120 years. The PDJ is a proud supporter of Perry Maroon athletes, from headlines to classifieds, covering Noble County for more than a century. Pick up a paper or check out our e-edition today to keep current on all Noble County news. Visit our website at www.pdjnews.com to subscribe and friend us on Facebook.
We have a simple message for our local residents and neighbors.
The best patient experience in healthcare isn't an hour away.
It's right here at Stillwater Medical Center.
We're pledging excellence.
And our physicians, nurses, and staff are promising compassionate care every day.
So when you need understanding, attentive treatment,
You can stay close to home.
learn more by visiting stillwatermedical.com.
A medical team that cares about your health and your community. Doctors Wooler, Jameson, Stubbs, and Hayden contribute to athletic and philanthropic efforts in Stillwater and surrounding areas like Jeffrey, Perry, Perkins, Cushing, and Blackwell. While we are bone and joint experts, we are also
Hey, Kevin, go ahead and play break 20, and then bring it back to me and we'll close it.
Treatment, MRI, and on-site physical therapy services as we support this community. Click outreach at orthook.com. Remember, Ortho Oklahoma, we are keeping you together.
Integrity, respect, professionalism, and a genuine caring attitude is exactly what you can expect from us at Brown Duggar Funeral Home. We are committed to being available to you every step of the way. We know that losing a loved one is never easy, but it's our privilege, responsibility, and our calling to help ease this process as much as possible. We're avid supporters of the Perry Maroons and welcome you to come or stop by. We're located at 1010 North 7th or call us at 580-336-4444. Brown Duggar Funeral Home. We are here for you.
Duty, neighbors united for the common good. Honor, the faith that dedication to a noble cause is right, just, and good. Country, a vow to support our nation's people during desperate times. Duty, honor, country. We're the Army National Guard. Call 1-800-GO-GUARD.
The Army National Guard. You can.
Sponsored by the Oklahoma National Guard. Aired by the Oklahoma Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Hey, Maroon fans, are you looking for a great dentist? Look no further than Custom Dental and Dr. Dewhurst and let your fear disappear. Have you heard about the Maroon Fan Special? Be one of the first 10 callers and take advantage of our Let's Get Acquainted appointment and get $100 off any new dental services found needed by Dr. Dewhurst. This Let's Get Acquainted appointment includes exams, x-rays, and a private consultation for only $38. Don't wait. Call 336-2310 right now and tell our team you want the Perry Maroon Fan Special. Go Maroons, go!
The world needs a lot of energy to run, so we care about where and how it's produced. At Devon Energy, we're not just providing energy, but responsible ways to supply it. That's why we're proud supporters of the areas where we live and work, because just as important as what the world needs today is what it needs for tomorrow. Devon Energy. Commitment runs deep.
And welcome back to John Devine Hall. I'm Brock Campbell. He's Mike Shaw as we get ready to close the duel here, 51-15. Want to let you know this duel has been sponsored in part by Devon Energy, who take pride in supporting local communities and events where they operate. Visit devonenergy.com today to learn more about how they're one of the world's leading oil and natural gas producers. Devon Energy, commitment runs deep. And I also want to let you know out there, I know some of our sponsors, our potential sponsors that I tried to get this year, were wanting to know early in the first quarter about how they can become a sponsor. I'm going to go ahead and be emailing all you guys probably tomorrow and just putting feelers out there to be our sponsors for next year. We love all of our sponsors that we had this year. We really appreciate them and hope we can keep you.
Absolutely.
Hopefully we can keep them going on to the next season. And we can't do this without all the sponsors and with Penn Network and Tyson.
Right,
he does an awesome job.
Been
Kevin
huge.
back in the studio. So can't do it with any of those guys. And our sponsors especially, we would not be on the air without you. So I will be getting with all those potential sponsors that wanted to know about how they can become a sponsor in the first quarter so they can put it in their budget and everything at the first of the year. So that's going to be coming. Mike, let's talk about tonight, 51-15. You just got to flush that duel for the high school team. You got the Ponca City Wildcats coming in here. You will be favored over Ponca City pretty heavily.
Yep.
Mark Kimbrell's squad coming in. He's a Perry alumni, wrestled here, very familiar with Ponca City team as well. But you got to flush that. You got to come back and get back to Perry Maroon wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to wrestle better, especially in the middle weights. You had a lot of majors and techs, 4 combined. And you have to wrestle better. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The people we thought would win did, or actually a couple of people we thought didn't win. And we got the surprise from Valencia, and we need more of that. We need people that, like you said all year, people that we don't expect to win all the time win. But like Riley had a close match. I thought he was going to pull that one out. That was one of the losses we thought we would have.
Yeah, he had Anderson on his heel.
Yeah, he had him.
Third period.
He just kind of Anderson had a good escape wrestling on that one. And I want Tucker has to. He's senior. It's his time. The time is now. I mean, he's done after this. I mean, maybe he can wrestle in college. I don't know, but who knows? You don't take that chance.
Yeah.
So you wrestle in senior year. You just go all out. And I don't know. He's struggled the last. I think he won against Blackwell, but he just, like you said, he kind of got.
It's whichever one shows up at night. And as a senior, you're looking for more consistency.
Right.
I mean, you can see that in freshman and sophomore years and trying to fill out your varsity, starting. But now he's a senior. He's going to have to take leadership and really own it. But, Coach Delk is always talking about heart, and Coach Smith for that matter. I mean, look at OSU.
Yep.
They wrestled with no heart against Iowa.
No, they
None whatsoever. They come back and they wrestled their tails off against the Mountaineers and the Panthers Friday and Sunday of last week, and that's what Perry has to get back to doing.
Right.
They can't wrestle just for yourself. You got to wrestle for that team. All 13 of those other guys that are out there on the mat with you. You got to wrestle as a team, and it's going to come. This team is still trying to gel. Is getting better at certain weights. Right. There's still work to do on the other weights too, and they know it.
Yeah.
They've just got to flush this duel. Stillwater's loaded. They're going to probably repeat as state champion this year.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tussle with the Sand Springs Sandites, but I'm going to pick Stillwater because they're just loaded.
Right.
And they get so many bonus points in state, and then if they don't get bonus points, if they have backside wrestlers, they make all those points up.
Right.
And that's how Perry has done what they've done over the last how many years? Backside points.
Right.
They come through the wrestlebacks.
That's how OSU's done it too.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you want everybody in the finals. You want everybody to go as far as you can in the championship bracket. But if you can't, then you have to have those wrestle on the backside. And those are the kind of guys we're going to have to try and find in the next month.
Well, I thought Nida wrestled. He lost 9-3, but I thought he wrestled.
He wrestled
Cade
very
good
well.
Wrestler.
Yes,
and he wrestled it well. Maybe they'll give him. You look at the score and you lose. You can't do that in wrestling. You got to look at who you're going against first of all, and say, well, this guy's going to be at Oklahoma State next year, probably wrestling a lot as a freshman. And I did a pretty good job against him. Had a chance to come back and get some points on him in the end. And you take that, confidence hopefully, and move going forward. And he could be one of those surprise guys that not come out of nowhere, but give us a lot of points.
Well, and something else that you have to take if you got beat tonight, and if you got majored, if you got tech fault or whatever, maybe you can think back to this match. Think what Joe Smith did to you on one move, and when you're at state or regionals, and say, okay, this is how I can alleviate this move and not give up any points. You can go back to what you've already been at, and use that to your advantage. On another opponent.
Right.
That's why you get with the cream of the crop. That's why Perry does what they do. A lot of people think that Perry is good because we're in Class 3A. There's not any good teams, but that is so wrong.
And,
Plainview. They're good teams, but we're so good because we go wrestle all the big boys.
Right.
And we hang with them for the most part.
Go up to Kansas City and wrestle nationally.
You get beat by Edmond North by 10 last year.
Edmond North's been a good team in 6A since
Tuttle,
at least 10 years.
You're always with Tuttle except this year.
Right. They're up a class too, right?
They're 4A. So Tuttle's 4A.
Yeah,
we're
3A.
3A. But you go wrestle all these big boys, and the misconceptions that people think Perry is good because they're in such a light class, that is so wrong. This is why we're good. We wrestle these duels.
Right.
We remember these kind of duels. We learn from these kind of duels.
And more than that, look at Gallo. He's at UCO, and the other guy's at Missouri. I mean, it shows you how talented those kids have to be. UCO is one of the best D2 programs in the nation. I know that. Even I know that. And Missouri's been solid in the Big 12 for years.
Underrated this year, big time. So, they're going to be a title contender at the end of the year.
They probably are. Yeah. And now they're
undefeated in duel right now.
Yeah. Well, they're wrestling well. Then.
And the Cowboys have to go there Friday, and that's going to be a tough place for the Cowboys.
That place they wrestle.
The Hearn Center.
Yeah, that's nuts. It gets nuts up there.
So you just flush this one. On the other side, the junior high came out and just completely dominated, 65-12.
Those two matches.
Those guys coming up.
It's good. Yeah.
You got some talent.
Competition. The younger guys looking. They're going to have guys at their heels. So that's another thing that makes Perry so good. Kids coming up, you're going to have somebody nipping at your heels. Every year you're there. You can't take anything for granted.
Right.
At any weight class. So.
And the junior high got third place at the Perry Junior High Tournament of Champions. Sand Springs won. Edmund Moore got second. Perry got third. And Colt Owen took first. He was only champion for Perry. Got a lot of talented wrestlers coming up. We still have talent on this team too. I mean, this team. I don't know where we're ranked. Duel wise. You know, it really doesn't matter. You just got to go do your job, and
That's
you
a
got.
great thing about wrestling.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You just got to do your job, and your job starts next week with Ponca City coming in here.
Yep.
Homecoming. Junior high starts about 6 o'clock. Homecoming. I don't know if it's before the match. I think it usually is before the match. They get it out of the way. So I'm guessing we may be on the air 7.
Yeah.
7:15. It just depends on what the junior high schedule looks like and how fast that goes. So
right. If it's anything like Blackwell, it'll go fast.
pin.
5 pins right out of the gate.
But anyways, and haven't got any scores from Chisholm yet from our informant Jessica Bennard. She's over in Enid, so we'll post those on the website as well. So anything else you want to talk about tonight?
No, just enjoyed it again. This is super fun.
Yeah. So, anyways, the Perry Maroons drop it. They go to 6-2 in the dual season. They drop it 51-15. Next action will be, and next broadcast will be, the Ponca City Wildcats coming in here next Tuesday. Is that
Thursday.
Thursday? Next Thursday, the 29th. We'll have it right here on Pint Network and the City YouTube channel, CampbellCommunicationsOK.com, and 10:20 a.m. So we're going to go ahead and wrap things up. I want to thank my partner, Mike Shaw, for doing a great job, even though he doesn't think he's adding much to wrestling, but he is.
I'm trying.
He is. He's doing a good job scoring and adding. He's learning, but he's doing a great job and getting lots of compliments from people. I want to thank Tyson Davis, producer and engineer from Penn Network. I want to thank Kevin McCoy back in the studio for getting us on the air, playing all the right breaks and all that stuff. I want to thank you, the fans, the alumni, and all of our friends from around the state, around the nation as well.
Yep.
In Pennsylvania. They knew who I'm talking about for listening to us and watching us as well. So we're going to go ahead and sign off here. We'll talk to you next Thursday for homecoming as the Ponca City Wildcats will be here at John Devine Hall. You've been listening and watching Perry Maroon Wrestling on Triple Play Sports and Penn Network.